What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another video for Summoners for Lost Centuria. In today's video, we're going to be bringing you guys some breaking news for the Lost Centuria community, talking about one of the biggest balance changes we have seen in this game thus far. Is this the first one? I think it is. Regardless if it's the first one or not, this one here is definitely going to make an impact on the meta hard. So in today's video, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go over the units that recently changed real quick. I'm going to give my honest opinion about it as a, pleb, and you guys let me know in the comment section down below if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Feel free to debate that. I'm curious to hear your feedback on that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it here. The first units that we're going to be looking at is the legendary units Artamiel Heavenly Sword. Looks like we're gonna see a damage increase here and increase the HP recovery amount on this particular one. Artamiel, for me, I didn't see a lot of gameplay on that. I wasn't one that utilized it a lot, but I definitely feel like a damage increase on it's not gonna be super bad. I feel like it's not something that's really crazy into the meta right now, but anything to, improve it, to make it into the meta, I'm definitely down for. I wanna see a little bit more variety. You're gonna hear me say that a lot when it comes to just the overall gameplay and what we currently see right now. Ganymede Seal Magic increases the damage by 33% and increases the incineration chance. I am definitely down with this change, regardless of the fact that I do have a Ganymede. I personally thought that this one kind of got overlooked by Tessarian. Tessarian, for me personally, was just an outrageously OP unit. The skill stones and everything about it. It just made Tessarian one of the better choices to do when it comes to like a 5 mana cost AoE damage dealer. Of course, you had the Seal Magic to go ahead and bring it in. It was a nice little, counterpart to Ganymede one here. But of course, if you guys didn't know, the incineration chance was not as good as like an Orion per se. So even though you wanted to go and mix it up and try to force them to, mix up the cards and whatnot, it didn't always happen in your favor. So it just wasn't a really reliable ability. So I'm glad that they changed that. I feel like with the legendary hero, this one should be one that should be sticking out, a little bit higher when it comes to incineration, similar to like that of a, Poseidon and the deceleration and being able to decelerate on a 2 scale there. I'm glad that they improvement, so I'm curious to see how it's going to impact the meta this far. Now, Ragdoll, Dragon's Eyes, increase the damage by 35%. I am down with this change, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Dragon's Eyes for me is a really unique mechanic, and I got a chance to check this out firsthand, in the World 100 Invitational here. That was one of the first units, the first LD that I put. I literally pulled the double LD Nat 5 10 pull, and I got Ragdoll. I was super excited for it, and then I was kind of down, and then I realized, oh, it's because, you got to combine it with units like Hua and whatnot to go ahead and isolate a particular unit, and just take it down. But the reality of it is I had to utilize Hua with it because Hua, focused on the unit with the low HP. And that was the thing. I was like, wait a minute, Ragdoll is an LD Nat 5. This thing should be doing like a crazy amount of damage. This thing should be basically wrecking the unit where it's, almost dead, right? And if it's not, you got that Dragon Eyes to go and follow up through here. And that was the thing. Ragdoll was super nice for me. I like what it did, but, I just didn't do enough damage to it, so I couldn't, focus down those damage dealers that were working me down, throughout the process here. So I'm glad that they improved that. Maybe, hopefully it's not super OP where it's like now one-shotting everybody, but I hope now, combine Ragdoll with another AoE unit, doing a little bit of damage over time, like a Beretta per se. Maybe now that with the combination here is going to be able to snipe a unit and just kind of take it out of the world. That might be too strong. We'll have to see, but I'm definitely down here. Now, Recon, Leap of Beast, increase the damage and increase the immunity and beneficial effect durations. It's cool to see a buff, but this is not the buff that it needed. I've talked with Nico Play Nick here on the side. 5 mana cost for just a little bit of AoE damage, and then a personalized immunity. And attack buff here, to me, it's just not enough. I just don't see any argument to play a unit like this as a tank in a tank role when you have other tanks with like 4 mana costs or whatnot that do quite a bit more for it. I think I was gonna say Khmun to me is self immunity, self defense, AoE freeze at a 4 mana cost. Maybe the damage is not as crazy as Recon's, but who cares? The fact that it controls the front line when it comes to CC, it's just outrageously amazing. I think it's a rare card too, so it's just like, what's the point, right? I'd rather run that over Recon any day of the week. Now, Lucian, we all kind of saw this coming here, especially with the whole Giant Warrior Lucian combination, the Imitation Magic, getting a decrease in the damage here. 5% is not going to make or break the game. So despite the fact that he did that, I'm okay with that, right? Hua, Burning Whip, increased the damage by 10%. I do like that. I do like that change. Hua is a great unit. Like I said, you combine it with specific units to focus, certain damage dealers down or certain units down. I do like that. I'm definitely down for that. Vertihill, this is kind of cool. I'm actually like genuinely excited to kind of throw this back in the mix here. I do like the Blood Ring. It's not super strong, but it is a nice little, HP boost that you can get for your party. And the fact that it's, down to a mana cost for some of you guys that are super, stuck on, having a low mana cost comp, I think that can make an argument for a potential, you know, single target damage dealer. They can provide, you know, a little bit of sustain at that low mana cost count here. So Khmun, definitely, I'm down for this. You know, I love me a Khmun, right? Fantastic tank, super strong, one of the top 3 tanks, solo artists there, bar none. I mean, this unit's a powerhouse, right? Increases the default life drain amount. Definitely down for that. It's funny because reading that, I was thinking to myself, like, I felt like it already could do a fantastic amount, but I saw some other changes down the road that I think is gonna combat that, what I'm talking about here. So it's gonna correct that, excuse me. So maybe that's the case here. We'll have to take a look at it. So Jean, shield push, yeah, obviously. Anybody that's seen any kind of content, I mean, it's outrageous. You know, you could sit there with Jean on the back line and literally 1v3, 1v4 people, because the reaction time of Jean is second to none, and the stun time duration is second to none. It's crazy to see the duration of this, and the fact that you can literally like cycle this unit over and over and over again, and the fact that it's like I said, just super quick to cast. Like nobody can literally counter that. You just kind of have to gamble with regards to your ability to cast and hope that they accidentally cast right before you, right? So looks like there's a little bit of change there. Alleviate 3 was apparently a little bit too strong for this unit here. They're bringing it down to Alleviate 2, so hey, that's not too bad. I think the real big argument though was the stun time, which they corrected. I would have liked to see that gone down to a 2-second per se. But you know, we'll just have to see how it changes. I could see an argument for the 1 second here. And like I said, it needed a nerf. It got the nerf. So now we'll have to see what it does here. Harmless prank though. This is interesting. 2 mana costs a 3. Increases the damage by 20%. So this is interesting. So it kind of, I mean, essentially it becomes, I mean, it is a kind of a solo unit. Like it could do some work on the back end, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see where they're going from that. I really would like to know, you know, what they were thinking on this one. To me personally, I feel like the mana cost is warranted because of the fact that its ability is super unique among them all, right? It's one of the few units out there that can incinerate the cards, but the incineration is kind of guaranteed, right? Per se, you literally incinerate. There's no percentage chance similar to Ganymede. You can incinerate it and it's not counterable, right? If you incinerate the cards, they cannot counter you. So it's pretty strong here. So that to me is maybe the reason why they went ahead and improvement. And they did improve the damage per se on it, so that's kind of cool. But again, the nerf on the stun, similar to Jean, is really going to hold this one down at the later stages of the game if you are utilizing it for a like a slow, you know, like a solo artist at the very end. So yeah, it's probably not going to solo as well, but at least the mana cost is now kind of in line with regards to the strength of this unit, which, you know, I think is it's at a good place here. Beretta, I definitely down with that. I mean, Beretta already does great continuous damage here. The fact that it did a decent amount of default damage on top of that was kind of a little too strong here. It should be used for the concept of a continuous damage. So I'm definitely down for that decrease on there. Thrain Doomsday increases damage by 60%. I was never really paying attention to the overall damage it could do. I wasn't really focused on that. I was focused on it for the utility that it brought, especially in line with the Beretta, the combination you can utilize with continuous damage like a Beretta or a Spoil. So that, I'm definitely down with that change. If they want to see it more in the meta, but I felt like it was already in the meta, but maybe we'll have to wait and see how it changes here. Now, again, I can't pronounce this. I gotta talk to Ones Love. I feel like he says this one perfectly, like Rolls Ruthless, bro. Increases damage by 12% and improves the branding by 1/2. So me personally here, I think this is definitely gonna get. We're gonna see a little bit more gameplay in this one. A lot of people were utilizing what's it called? I'm sorry, Aprilia for an AOE defense breaking ability. And funny enough, now I'm curious to see what kind of damage can be done with the branding 2 versus the defense down 1. I think it's a defense down 1 on the Aprilia. So I'm curious to see what kind of damage can be improved on that. And of course, if you make an argument to bring both in, that could be crazy if you're utilizing a lot of AoE units there to cleave. So Raccoony, Breeze, improving the damage. I don't know if it really needed it, but whatever, we'll take it. I'm definitely down for any kind of changes here. So some of the other spells got recently changed. Giant War definitely was pretty darn strong. The duration was pretty strong, I ain't gonna lie. The mana cost was really, really nice, I ain't gonna lie. So the changes that they made on this was definitely warranted. Transfer as well, that needed to be changed. I mean, to me personally, I really didn't understand why a transfer did damage. At any rate, I realized, to me, a transfer should be a transfer, right? Transfer the abilities, why is it doing damage? You know, I don't really get that here. So either way, they reduced the damage, they improved the mana cost. I feel like that was warranted. Definitely needed to happen there. So I'm down for that one. Reflection Shield, bringing that from a 3 mana cost to a 2 mana cost down. So the damage over time, it's going to be really, really nice here, right? Instead of, 1,000, 3,800, 1,363, 56. So really cool to see that kind of change. Let's see if that specific ability gets pushed back now into the meta. I mean, there's so many good spells. It's really hard to mix it. I think it's just going to really depend on, you know, your comp there. But let me know in the comment section down below if you guys got an opinion on Reflection Shield. If you're utilizing it, let me know what kind of compositions you're using it for. What would make an argument to use Reflection Shield over something else per se? I definitely, I genuinely want to know that. Reckless Devotion, again, in my humble opinion, a top 3 kind of card you could throw in the mix here, depending on your strategy. But I mean, it is a really, really fantastic card, especially when you get down to that backline here. Mana cost went up, buff duration went down, weakening duration looks like it was 9 to 3 seconds here, now 63 seconds. So I like those changes. I definitely like those changes here. So again, not really mad about that. It's all good. So here we go. So let's take a look at this. Some monster level default stats have been balanced here. Again, Ragdoll getting some improvements on the attack, lower the defense, and lower the HP. So again, now it's gonna have more opportunity, you know, on top of the damage increase that we saw here, the 35% that we saw here. So I mean, like I said, I think when we get to late game Ragdoll with, you know, fantastic runes, good subsets, I think we can potentially see some sniping here. But then again, if we start to see some sniping, is that going to be too OP? They might have to reduce the damage. At the end of the day, we'll have to see. So Khmun, again, small improvements here. Drop the attack, improve the defense, and a little bit more HP. So a little bit more sustainability, which is rightfully so. It is a support unit here, provides sustain. So I like to see that one last a little bit longer. I'm definitely down for that. I'm not really sure what the change was on the win BBK there, but it's whatever. You know, hey, you go for that. I mean, if that sounds good, I would like to know why they feel like they got to drop the attack there. Maybe it's because of the fact that now they got the increased damage. And they got the branding here, but I don't know. I feel like this unit is an enabler, right? Providing the branding for your party to go ahead and do damage, more damage. You guys could have to correct me on this one as well. So I did hear a little bit about this issue here with regards to Khmun fixing the absorption here, more HP when your HP is less using the Soul Devourer. So yeah, definitely down for that change here. And then this is interesting. The rules for the card draw time, as which you get these cards here for acceleration and deceleration conditions have been changed. Again, you guys know acceleration and deceleration is absolutely part of the meta. You have to incorporate in this in some way, shape, or form, because if you don't, you're just going to get lapped. Your opponent's going to be turn cycling way more than, or card cycling way more than you do. That's what I get for thinking about Summons for Sky Arena, right? But yeah, I do like the changes here on this specific thing. Let me know what you guys think about that. Again, I can't not wait to see what you guys' opinion on this, because I got to hand it to them. You know, balance patches, when you first get into them, especially for somebody that's coming in from Summons for Sky Arena, you know, we went quite a few years without having, you know, really strong changes. And I feel like the last few years, they've been really making an impact, really trying to mix it up and try to, you know, focus on the meta and try to, you know, make some changes here. And due to the fact that this game is a PvP-oriented game, that's the cool thing about this. All the changes revolve around PvE, which is, you know, it's focused on that. So it's kind of cool. We get to see how it impacts in things, you know, right away, right from the get-go here. There's no kind of, you know, PvE randomness that, you know, they're looking to improve here. So that's going to be it, fam. I just wanted to make a quick video here. I got to run some errands. But before that, I want to go ahead and get a video out for you all and just kind of get my honest opinion about that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Until next time, guys, take care. God bless. And we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.